Hey guys, SimZim Gaming here. As the title of the video suggests, we're going to be talking about Battlefield 2042 and how I was actually wrong about the game. So recently, at the time of this video, Battlefield 2042 is on 84% off sale on Steam. My brother picked it up for me and gifted it to me, and we decided to play it, both of us being big fans of the franchise, from the very first iteration, 1942 on PC. I was quite skeptical, as when 2042 was announced I followed it quite closely and I really didn't like what they were doing. Then when the game came out, I held off and decided to not actually pick it up at all because I really didn't like the fact there were no classes or anything like that. The direction was just not what I wanted. But jumping into the game 2 years after it had come out, I've been pleasantly surprised. Obviously the class system is back, a lot of really good weapons are in the game, the gunplay is fantastic, etc, etc. So I'll expand on why the video says that I was wrong about 2042. I just assumed that it was going to be the same game it was when it came out, and I was pleasantly surprised. It does feel like you're playing Battlefield 4 just with a bit more of a futuristic setting. And that being said, a lot of the portal weapons are from Battlefield 3 and 4 and Bad Company 2, so it's that kind of modern era of weapons. I didn't think the class system was going to be as close to Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 as it was, but I'm really pleasantly surprised, and it works pretty well. It just gives that classic Battlefield feeling. When you think of Battlefield, you think of classes, you think of Assault, you think of Recon, you think of Engineer, and you think of Medic. And I like what they've done with it. I do like the fact you can use any weapon on any class, but the classes have weapons they're better at. For example, Assault's really good with assault rifles and Medic is good for SMGs. I think that works really well. It does feel very balanced as well, apart from anyone using the Auto 12M shotgun. Shame on you. Now bear in mind, I didn't get to experience how the levels and the level design was before they changed a lot of it, so I can't really comment on the level design, but all of the levels on Conquest, they seem pretty decent. I haven't played Breakthrough yet and haven't actually played Portal Mode yet, so I can't comment on those. But I know that they shrunk the maps down and redid pretty much all of them. So far, the maps are pretty enjoyable. It's good for infantry combat and vehicle combat, so that's definitely something that Battlefield should cater to, is both infantry and vehicle combat. It shouldn't be one-sided on either one of them, and I think this game now does that pretty well. Everything seems pretty balanced overall. I'm obviously new at the game, and jumping into one of the tanks, for example, the main battle tanks, for the first time, I didn't feel like I was just getting destroyed every single time. I was able to go up against people in main battle tanks themselves and the light tanks, and I was able to still do damage and get some kills. However, on Battlefield 4, for example, it's not as balanced, so I think the vehicle combat and the vehicle balancing is done very, very well. The AA also doesn't seem super overpowered like it is in Battlefield 4. That's probably my biggest gripe with Battlefield 4. So if you're trying to fly on a Little Bird or an Apache, for example, the AA just destroys you from the spawn. It's not really the case in this, so I'm actually pretty impressed with that. Doesn't seem to be any issues with servers now. I think Battlefield 2042, since the class system has been reintroduced, has had a bit of a resurgence. I don't seem to have to put crossplay on, and it doesn't seem that the lobby is full of bots as well. There are a few issues though, like the game can be buggy. Basically, when you finish a map and then it goes into the kind of pre-game lobby screen, sometimes it black screens, you have to close the game down and load it back up. That can be a little bit annoying. I don't know how to combat that, but it doesn't happen that often. However, the game does seem to have more bugs than Battlefield 4. For example, I'll load into matches, everything's fine, and then it seems to reset my shader cache, and basically none of my guns will load, and sometimes the enemies won't load. So I can't see my optic, I can't see my guns, and I can't see the enemies. I've tried repairing my game, deleting the shader cache and letting it sort itself out, but Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. I have no idea when it's going to do it. So this game isn't without faults, but it does now seem like kind of a solid Battlefield entry. I just never thought I would play it, but I thought, you know, why not? My brother got it for me. It was only $7.99 at the time of recording this video. I definitely wouldn't say it was worth 60 quid, but it's still pretty fun. Obviously, Season 6 of Battlefield 2042 has kind of just hit with the new redacted map, which is what I'm playing in the background. No one knows if Season 6 is going to be the last hurrah for Battlefield 2042 or not. Personally, if it is, to me it's fine, because obviously I haven't played that much of the game yet. I'm about 15-16 hours in at the time of this video, so I have so much to unlock, loads of maps to learn and things like that, so I'm still excited to play this as it's a brand new Battlefield title for me to sink my teeth into. Let me know what you think of Battlefield 2042, if you've given it a chance now and you're enjoying it, or if you stuck with it since the beginning. This is SimmersDim Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one.